It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
So the first way that you protect your wealth is you create and stress test a great retirement plan. The second way we think you can really protect your wealth over the long term is watch out for lifestyle creep. You've heard us talk about this before, but essentially, as we have more success, just because we can do things doesn't mean that we necessarily need to do things, because I can afford the more expensive car or the more expensive house or the more expensive neighborhood or the nicer clothes or the nicer things doesn't mean that I should. I need to have a why that is around the decisions I'm making.
I've used this analogy a bunch, but I think it's worth paying attention to, because every time I've moved higher up in lifestyle, there's unintended cost.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, let's go through a few of these. You buy the nicer luxury car, guess what? It requires premium fuel.
Oh, it's the worst.
Guess what?
How about oil changes?
Oil changes cost more, because now you're getting synthetic oil. You probably have to go to the dealership. The tires, because they're going to probably be low profile, are going to be more expensive. Your insurance is going to be more expensive. Same thing happens. You buy a nicer house.
Yep.
Let me go ahead and tell you, the landscape crew, if you outsource it, is going to charge you more. All repairs are going to charge you more. Each time you move up to a nicer house, the
utilities are going to be more.
Jinx. Utilities, insurance costs, decorations, because the bigger your square footage, the more furniture. It is amazing how, there's a reason you have the rap song, Mo Money, Mo Problems.
Yep.
I mean, you think about it, it's true. I mean, life just kind of happens. So when you have this lifestyle creep, it really can take away your happiness factor. And that's the part is I see people, there's always going to be somebody who has more money than you. So you better figure out your why, know what makes you happy. So you quit swimming upstream, quit changing the goalpost, because you can keep buying more and more and more. And I tell you what, it's probably not going to make you any happier than you were when you reached that first successful house, car that just brought you the food, the shelter, and the transportation that got you where you needed to be.
So one of the things I think you can do, every year we talk about you ought to do a net worth statement. We think that this is like Christmas morning. Brian and I, we high five and celebrate every time we do it. One of the things you want to do, if you want to set yourself up to avoid lifestyle creep, right now where you are, think about, okay, this is the level, the standard of living I want to achieve. I want to, live in this kind of house and drive this kind of car and have this kind of freedom and travel this way. And go ahead and set that in stone, and maybe even just write it on the bottom of your net worth statement. And as you're working, work towards that. But once you hit it, remember that that's what you said was your dream. And don't try to keep expanding your dream. Don't try to keep chasing. Pick the level you want to live at and work to get there, but don't try to go past that if that's where you're ultimately going to be happy, because then you're chasing something, just like you said, Brian, is not going to be very fulfilling at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's just more stuff. And I think that's what I find interesting. I talk to a lot of my friends, because we're all getting to be in our upper 40s. And I hear it from my successful friends. I just want my life simpler. I just want my life simpler. And I think there's something to be said about that, because when you're younger, you're thinking bigger, better, faster, stronger.
Yep.
And then you get older and you realize, man, no, you know what I want? I want simplicity. I want to just enjoy my life, and I want to do what I want, when I want, and how I want. That's something that takes a little maturity to kind of get to that point.